What's up everyone, Master Fox here again, and here I'm bringing you another $100 budget deck. And the deck today is Masked Heroes. And so what I think is actually Masked Heroes is probably your best budget deck that can still compete with the meta. It's $100 and it's probably going to get you the most bang for your buck, because a lot of the deck comes from the Hero Strike Structure deck, which you can get 3 of for $30 on Amazon. I think, yeah, right here. So you can get 3 of these for $30 on Amazon, and you'll have essentially most of the core of the deck, and then you can just get a couple other cards here and there, and with all that together, you have a deck that can compete with the meta. So I'm just going to go through the deck profile right now. So I'm running 2 Armageddon Knight, 1 Zephyros, and 1 Shaddoll Dragon. And these 4 essentially make up a mini engine. Your Armageddon Knight can send your Zephyros or your Shaddoll Dragon to kind of have different utilities. Armageddon Knight, I can obviously also send Shadow Mist to activate Shadow Mist's effect, and then you can grab a hero monster from your deck and add it to your hand. Most of the time you'll be adding Bubble Man, but you could also add Neos Alias as well. But Armageddon Knight can also send Zephyros, which can get you a quick rank 4 or just serve as an extra beater for the OTK potential. Shaddoll Dragon is to clear some problem cards like Vanity's Emptiness or any other back row that you want to clear out before you go in for the OTK. And I'm running 3 Bubble Man. This is pretty staple in most hero decks. He opens up your rank 4 XYZ plays, and he also lets you get to Absolute Zero and also Masked Hero Acid. And I'm running 2 Neos Alias. This is just for a general beater as well as to get to the Shining, and he also lets you get into Masked Hero Koga. And then of course the MVP of the deck is Shadow Mist. We're running 3 Shadow Mists, obviously. Shadow Mist is your searcher and also your stepping play to get into your power play of the deck, which is Dark Law. Shadow Mist can get you your mass change if she's special summoned, and she can also get you a hero monster from your deck to your hand if she's sent to the graveyard. And note that it activates when she is sent to the graveyard, not just from the field to the graveyard. So this is why she works well with Armageddon Knight, and it also works when she's sent from your hand too. So if some people wanted to use some discard traps, Shadow Mist would work for that as well. And I'm running 2 Summoner Monk. Summoner Monk is what gets you to your Shadow Mist, and it will activate her effect off of Monk, and then you can go into a rank 4 XYZ with Monk and Shadow Mist, and then in your next turn when you detach Shadow Mist, you can activate her effect and get a hero monster from your deck to your hand. So this this play with Monk and Shadow Mist nets you a lot of pluses and can gain you a lot of advantage very quickly. So it's a very powerful play, especially first turn. And it works really well in the deck because we run a lot of spell cards, and some spell cards might be dead. So you can just pitch them with Monk, and then you can special summon your Shadow Mist and get your mass change for free. And we're running 3 A Hero Lives. We just want to get into Shadow Mist as fast as possible, and A Hero Lives lets you do that. You can use that on your first turn, summon Shadow Mist, get mass change to your hand, set the mass change, and then next turn you can activate the mass change and summon Dark Law. And what you can do with this is you can actually chain the mass change to some sort of searching effect, and then so you'll summon your Dark Law before they search, and then once they search you'll get Dark Law's effect and you'll banish a card from their hand. So this is a very powerful first turn play to go for My Hero Lives and get your mass change off of Shadow Mist. And of course we're running 3 mass change. We're running 1 mass charge. The mass charge gets you +1 because you get a hero monster and your mass change back to your hand. But we don't run more than that because it can clog, because it can be dead early game. I'm running 2 MST. This is just to clear out some back row, mostly Vanity's Emptiness, which can kind of be a big hindrance to the deck. Running 3 Reinforcement in the Army to search out nearly all of our monsters. 1 Dark Hole, Snatch Steal. Running 2 Miracle Fusion. The main point of Miracle Fusion is for Absolute Zero and Shining. And then we're running Bottomless Trap Hole, 3 Call of the Haunted. Call of the Haunted works really well with Shadow Mist, and it also works really well with Zephyros, so it has a lot of synergy in the deck, and that's why we run it. 1 Compulsory Evacuation Device, 2 Mirror Force. I know a lot of people may prefer Dimensional Prison over Mirror Force, but Mirror Force in this deck is very, very powerful because of Dark Law. Having a Dark Law on the field and then Mirror Forcing an opponent's field when they attack you will banish all their monsters. So monsters like the Shadals and the Burning Abyss monsters, none of them will get their effects because they'll all be banished off of Mirror Force. And so that's why I run Mirror Force over Dimensional Prison, because you get a non-targeting Dimensional Prison off of Mirror Force if you have Dark Law on board, which you should have on board with this deck. And if you don't, then you're in a losing position anyway, and Dimensional Prison wouldn't really help too much off of that. And we're running 1 Solemn Warning and 2 Vanity's Emptiness. And for the extra deck, we're running 1 Absolute Zero, 1 The Shining, 1 Acid, 3 Dark Law, 1 Koga, 1 Gaga Cowboy. I always run Gaga Cowboy in every single deck that can make a rank 4, because there's always going to be a time when your opponent's down to 800 life points or less, and you can go into Gaga Cowboy. And if you don't have it in your deck, you'll just hate yourself for not putting him in your deck. So I always keep a copy of Gaga Cowboy. We're running Castell. I chose him over a couple of other rank 4s who are in a similar price range because I think he's the best of them. But you could substitute it for 101 or Exciton Knight. I'm running Excalibur and Blade Armor Ninja. These are for your OTKs. Running Rhapsody and Berserk and Abyss Dweller. This is essentially to counter graveyard-based decks. And I'm running Maestroke and Utopia. These are basically because I got close to hitting the budget on the deck, and I kind of just used them as filler rank 4s because they were cheap. And then a couple of cards that you could think about putting in the deck is Torrential Tribute, because it kind of has the same synergy with Dark Law as Mirror Force does, banishing all monsters. Raigeki, same thing. I just ran Dark Hole because Raigeki is a $20 card, as you can see. You can run more Dark Holes if you want. You can max out on Mystical Space Typhoon, although now the meta is Necros mostly, which doesn't run too much back row, so you can adjust that to your own needs. And I have Dimensional Prisons here. They're just a substitute for Mirror Force. And then these are your 2 like $20-ish rank 4s, of which I chose Castell, but you can choose either Exciton or 101. And then here, I would, if I had a bigger budget, I would replace probably Utopia with Ragna Zero. So the deck comes out to be, the main deck comes out to be $49.45, and that's with the $30 you're using to buy the 3 Hero Strike structure decks. And then the extra deck is $49.19. So that comes to a total of $98.64. So we're still a little bit under the $100 budget. And with that, you get a deck that is very competitive with other meta decks. And in my opinion, I think this is the best deck that you can get for $100 if you want to compete with the meta. And I don't think I'm going to do a gameplay video for this because the deck is pretty straightforward. You go into Dark Law and you kind of hold the fort with Dark Law, and you kind of keep your Dark Law alive on board with your traps, and you try to whittle away what your opponent has when they search and when they're trying to activate graveyard effects, because Dark Law kind of shuts all that down. So there's not really much to see. It's pretty straightforward. And so I think that's all for this deck profile. So thanks everyone for watching, and if you liked this video, please subscribe.